morning, everybody. All right, then. From Mr. T/D, we have Who Wins in a Fight? The Kids Next Door versus Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, God, I can't escape it. I'm going to get someone's like, you don't know the lore. It's like, you realize it's the lore, right? You know, it's in the game, man. I'm going to get someone. And I'm not basing this off the movie. I will try to base this off the little bit of lore I know and can find. With that said, however, this is interesting in the sense that there's a theory that comes with the Kids Next Door that all the antics, the weapons, the bases, the vehicles are all actually just in the imagination of kids their age, their perception of the events going on. The adults aren't truly these supervillains with powers or anything like that. They're simply just, adult figures that are in their way of, being kids. It's an interesting theory that I kind of like, but at the same time, it would make. Sorry, I got like a hair in my mouth. Just so weird. But anyway, it's an interesting theory that I kind of like, but would make a lot of what we see almost irrelevant. So for the sake of argument, say that everything we're seeing there is in fact there. It's not just the imagination of kids. It's, hey, they do have these weird gun weapons like a clam cannon and things along those lines. So I mean, you have the core Sector 5 quintet, sorry, which is number 1 Uno, Wallaby, number 4, number 2, who is oh man, I can't remember number 2's name. Nor can I remember, frankly, the other two's names. I can only remember Wallaby and Uno, Nigel. But anyway, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, which it kind of makes you, because that's the order of who's in charge and people are gone, which kind of makes you wonder how inept number 5 actually is compared to number 4, who is also, we know, inept as a leader in many ways. Still, they are probably among the most competent groups within the Kids Next Door. They're the ones who are dealing with a lot of the main bad guys most of the time, and they're the ones who come out on top most of the time. They are, like I said, there are teeth in all bunch of different types of contraptions, weapons, and so forth. So the question is, would that be any useful in there's that damn area, in a Five Nights at Freddy's scenario? And that's difficult to say because they're animatronics possessed by spirits. In the game, as it's described, they have teleportation-like capabilities apparently in the game. So it's easy for them to be able to sneak up on people. And obviously you're struggling not to be killed by them throughout the night. If the kid next door were stuck in Freddy Fazbear's pizzeria, would they ultimately would they ultimately be unable to do anything? It's actually kind of difficult to say. If we do go to the movie real quick, the animatronics don't have much qualms about killing teens, but when Abby shows up, they leave her be. They don't threaten her, they don't hurt her. Even in the second one, spoilers, it's not the animatronics that are the problem. It's the marionette that's the problem. So, okay, and she's running the animatronics, to be fair. She's just so angry and vengeful that even then, she's not truly trying to hurt Abby. She's something else with Abby. I mean, granted, she doesn't truly care about Abby, but she's not actively trying to hurt Abby. Her goal is actually something different. So, I'm wondering if the kids next door are too young to really be on the animatronics hit list. But if we're going to go on the assumption for the sake of a versus that they can be on the hit list, these guys have dealt with superpowered, even semi-supernatural beings before, like Sticky Beard, or, well, not Sticky Beard, but the Candy Pirates, if you will, the Pirates of the Candy Bean, if you will. The ones that, is it Abigail? Is that the name of number 5? No, sorry, number 3? I think it's Abigail, right? The ones that she fought. There are supernatural, superpowered individuals that the kids have gone up against and ultimately came out on top against. So, it's not impossible to think that they could figure out what's going on with that. They have to use their lights, but they would probably bring their own lights. They wouldn't be using the crappy flashlights they have at work here, or they have at work at Freddy Fazbear's. They would have the limitations put on them that any I keep saying security guard would have. They'd have free range of there. They'd also be smart enough to probably stay in groups. Granted, I could see number 4 being the first one got simply because he's the most brash and bullheaded. And if they do catch him, he might not make it out alive. But that being said, maybe one of them, maybe number 3, was kind of keeping a close eye on him. Um, and that maybe instead of groups of 2, it's one group of 2. Number 3, it's number 4, number 5, and number 3, 2, and 1 that are going together. Or you could maybe add 2 along with 4 and 5, simply to give some mental backbone. Or they simply just stay together. Um, Either way, it's a little different here because there is a group of them. Now you might say that doesn't matter, at least in the movies, because we've seen them X a group of people. But every time they X a group of people in the movies, those idiots split up, and they also aren't armed and used to fighting individuals. So it is a little different when you have a group that is a little bit more competent who sticks together. So in that case, I would say they have a better shot than anyone we saw in the movies, at least. But still, do they have anything to actually stop the animatronics? To stop Freddy Fazbear, Chica, all Foxy, all that? I mean, they do carry weapons. They do, but their weapons really aren't usually that impressive for true actual combat. They're more nuisance weapons, like shooting mayo or a condiment. Maybe maybe they'll do something insane once in a while that like shoots fire or whatever, but they're not shooting like true lasers or anything like that usually. Especially not in their standard arsenal. So that being said, what would happen if you just sprayed down the animatronics with like a condiment like ketchup or mustard? Um, that could short them out a bit and give them a way out. I'll say this. I think it's very likely the kids next door could survive this, given all their experiences in combat, given all their experiences with different foes, and given their weird assortment of weapons. Also, they are smart enough to probably know to stick together and not split up. But even if they did split up, I think they'd still be okay because it's an odd number, so you're not getting someone on their own unless it's number 4 who would be bullheaded enough to do it. And in which case, that if any of them are going down, even though I enjoyed number 4, he would probably be the first one to go. So yeah, I'd probably say the kids next door could survive 5 nights at Freddy's. I don't think it would be a easy night on them, but I think they could do it. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Put in the comments below. Let me know. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.